The moment I realized that I got the offer, I just look at my phone and I see like a coach texted me, and then it was like, I'm ready to offer you like right now. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then after I talked to him, he was like, I have like 3 days to like commit or something. And I was like, okay, I don't know. And then I prayed with my mom, and I immediately just felt God's presence, and it was like, this is where you need to go. And I'm just so happy that I chose to go here. Max Bland, class of 2026. I played inside linebacker and D-end. I realized I love football I don't remember what year specifically. I'm pretty sure it's my 7th grade year. I think the last year my dad coached me, and I realized like this sport's actually fun. A lot of the time it was more like he was pushing me to play the sport, and I was kind of like, okay, I'll go to practice if I have to. But then 7th grade, something just clicked, and I fell in love with football, and I just was like, I'm going to play in college, and I want to get as good as I can get.
Maxwell did not love football for many years, actually. His father and I loved football. His family loved football. He enjoyed winning, always, in all things. I don't care if it's a board game or whatever he's doing, he loves to win. But he didn't initially love the idea of hurting people in football. He's such a compassionate soul. And so his dad and I explained to him that, look, give us these first few years in Pop Warner while you're learning and in the trenches and doing the hard work. And if you don't love it, you can pick your other sport and go on. And so for a while he played baseball, he played water polo even, and track, several different sports. But during, I want to say, 8th grade, things began to change, and he began to fall in love with football. And that was actually going to be the last year that his dad would coach him, and we were sliding into COVID at the same time, and everything was changing. But what was also changing is Maxwell's love for football. And from that point on, he has really, it's been his passion that has fueled him to play football.
I realized I wanted to play college football when my sister actually committed to Oklahoma for softball. When I saw the different level of, honestly, just technology and how they care about the players and the person, like how it's all tailored to you, that just was everything to me. And I was like, they really care specifically about each person, and that's how I want my college to look like. I think it takes it from just being an X or an O on a paper to actually being a human, and someone putting in the effort to take care of you and to get to know you.
I realized Max's dream to play college football at the next level was in high school, when he really, I think, realized how talented God had gifted him. And when he realized that, and he tasted victory on a level that we experience here in Argyle, potentially making a go for state championship, he was just infected by that excitement. And I think he didn't want that to end when his senior year ended. So I think that was when he decided, this is what I think I want to do in college. Now, of course, his older siblings had also played their sports at a collegiate level. And so I think he almost thought that was just a natural progression that he would also do. But he was going to have to work really hard and earn it, especially if he wanted to play at the D1 level.
Something that held me back getting into college and recruiting-wise was just injuries. I got hurt. I think every spring ball that I was in, I got hurt, and that definitely made it harder. But I continued to pray, and I knew God had somewhere that He knew that I was going to go.
We overcame some pretty traumatic, I'd say, not just tragedies, but challenges. Not only did they lose their father, we within a week moved to Texas after celebrating his life, and he began public school for the first time, and he had to earn everything with regard to his spot on the field and the ability to play. And he did that starting in middle school here, and then in high school, nothing is given to you. You got to earn it. And so he worked really hard in the weight room. He worked really hard training. He worked really hard connecting with people. And actually, our first year here, he won the Compassion Award at the school, which was really important, I thought, to demonstrate the type of person that he is and the character that he demonstrated, even after going through all that he went through. So that was tremendous.
Some of the challenges in the recruiting process early on was definitely I didn't really know, before I met you guys, I didn't know how to talk to coaches or really what I was doing. I just thought they would just show up out of nowhere. I think it was just trying to get in front of their faces was hard at first because I didn't know I was supposed to email, I was supposed to get connections and all of that. So that was definitely the hardest part of recruiting for me.
Before working with Next Play, there were so many challenges that I faced. My own inadequacies of, oh my goodness, I don't speak football. I'm his mom, his dad's not here. I don't know where to even begin to introduce him to coaches. We're new to the state. How in the world is anyone gonna find this kid? I don't have a social media presence. I don't even know how to navigate the world of social media. So I felt really like I would do Maxwell a disservice because of my inadequacies of I don't know the game and I don't have the connections. And so I found Richie and Next Play on YouTube one night, praying and asking God for direction, and found Richie, found Next Play, ordered the book, called Richie, and just began to explain to him our story. And hey, here's where I am. I got this great kid with these great abilities, and I don't know how to let the world know that. And yeah, Richie took on the challenge of, hey, we will come next to him and help him from, reaching out to coaches, how to find the coaches, following up with the coaches, just having a system in place so that it wasn't Max and his mom fumbling along trying to figure out how to give him the skills he needs or the resources that he needs to make different connections with the coaches, with the D1 world of football. And so, yeah, it was a breath of fresh air, knowing that you guys had just had a platform to be able to help come alongside and give him the tools to know how to build the confidence, to connect, and who to connect with and what to say. So, greatly appreciate it.
Before working with Next Play, I tried to just talk to my coach really and just be like, hey, when is the coach coming? Can I get in a meeting with them? Honestly, I didn't even start posting on Twitter really until Next Play. So I think I posted a season highlight on my huddle. I didn't even post it on Twitter. So yeah, I was really lost, I'm not gonna lie. It felt pointless. It felt like I was kind of just wandering in the desk, just kind of waiting for someone to just come pick me up. And a lot of the work that I was doing was kind of aimless. So
before working with Next Play, we tried researching where are the coaches, what are their contact information, email, how do we find camps, which camps are good camps, which camps are a money grab and a waste of time. And again, it was the blind leading the blind. So it was me admittedly saying, okay, this is not my world, this is not my specialty, and yet Max is going to be looking to me for some guidance. And so it was really, really, again, helpful when I finally connected with Next Play, and you literally had the recipe and the platform of here are the tools, here's the timing, here are the camps that are proven effective, and here are the camps that are probably not ideal for you guys if you don't have extra time and extra money to spend to think that you're going to get the results that you're looking for by going to that one.
We ended up choosing Next Play over other options because my mom honestly showed me a video off of your website about all the things that you do and how you help me and how you are supportive, how you're here on my signing day, and how you take me from point A to B, and you're in that process all the time. And I thought that was really special because a lot of the recruiters that I've seen were just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna text you here and then. I may or may not get an offer, but y'all were persistent every week, trying to get updates and all of that.
We ended up choosing Next Play over a lot of different, I'd say, individuals reaching out, asking if they could potentially sponsor or represent Max. And we ended up choosing Next Play because I met Richie and saw his testimony, read his book, understood some of the challenges that he went through because he actually experienced it himself and overcame so many different things. And I wanted to meet Richie, and so we connected with him, and that was the first step that we took on our journey of trying to figure out how to navigate the recruiting process.
Once I started working with Next Play and we had a process, we started to reach out to coaches on Twitter, email. I started posting on Twitter a lot more. Honestly, I started taking off-season a lot more seriously. And that was a big difference because I didn't really, during practice, I'll practice as hard as possible, but during off-season, it was kind of just like, oh, I'm not gonna try that hard on this 400 that I have to run because it's not gonna make me better right now. But down the line, it made me see that everything is for a purpose.
After we started working with Next Play and had a process in place, Richie and Brian pretty much had benchmarks of here's what we need to do and when we need to do it, and they had a very structured plan. So I could breathe and have a sigh of relief to some extent because it wasn't me having to, as Maxwell's mom, nag him about, hey, did you send that email? Hey, did you reach out with the coach? Did you follow up? All those things. They were instrumental in having those meetings and following up with him and handling quite a bit of that to really make it more independent for him and not make it he and I together having to walk it out. I could pretty much pass it over and Max could run with it, which was great. That gave me the freedom to just be mom. I didn't have to be mom/coach, mom/recruiter, I could just be mom and cheer and enjoy the games and worry about what I was gonna be wearing for the game and bringing all of my shakers and just excitement and family and be with friends and just cheering on our team. So it really gave me the space to just stay in the lane that I specialize in and not try to master the learning curve of recruitment for D1 football. I feel like that protected my relationship with Max. He got to be my son, I got to be his mom, and we didn't have to worry about me coaching him in that area of recruitment. So I could just be mom. It was great.
Once I had accountability in coaching, I was able to honestly gain more confidence in myself to post and to reach out to those coaches and start prompts and start to know what to say when they asked me different questions. It was really enabling. It made me honestly excited to talk to coaches because I was like, I want to show you how ready I am than other people and how I am just prepared for anything that you throw at me.
When Max got the offer and got the call, he was elated, and he was a little nervous, and because it was so monumental, and so he came into my room and just said, "Mom, here's the offer. I need to call the coach and make a decision, and I'm ready. Okay, could we pray? Could you just ask God, what should I do?" And I just said, "Son, you can talk to God, you can pray, and this is your decision, this is your life, and you're going to be the one who has to put in all that work and go through the process, not me. I will pray with you, I will pray for you, but this is going to be your decision that you have to make." And so he did. He went into the war room that we have in the house to pray, and he prayed, and he said he felt just a warmth come over him of just, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. God has led me to this moment and opened this door, and this is what I'm supposed to do. And so he called the coach, told him the good news. We celebrated, and we hugged, and we cheered, and we finished baking cookies.
The moment I realized that I got the offer, at first I was caught off guard because, honestly, side note, I was making cookies with my sister, and this is like Christmas time, so I was making Christmas cookies, and I just look at my phone and I see like a coach texted me, and then it was like, I'm ready to offer you like right now. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then after I talked to him, he was like, I have like 3 days to like commit or something, and I was like, okay, I don't know. And then I prayed with my mom, and I immediately just felt God's presence and was like, this is where you need to go. And I'm just so happy that I chose to go here.
It felt like all along, God is in it. God is in it with us, and we knew that he was right where he was supposed to be. And there's so many people, Coach Rogers, Wise, there's just so many people that have been instrumental in this moment with us. So many friends, so much family that have prayed with us, that have walked this journey with us. And so it felt like answered prayer. That's what it felt like. And I remember just thanking God for all of it. All of it is a part of his story. The pain, the triumphs, the challenges, the struggles, all of it, God used for this moment and for every other moment beyond this. He just gets the glory for all of it.
When I got the offer, I was in disbelief. Every time I used to think about college a lot, and every time I thought, I was like, oh my gosh, where am I gonna go? I don't know. All these things, and like your senior year, all adults ask you is like, do you know where you're gonna go? What are your future plans? And I always had to say, oh, I don't know, I'm still waiting. But once I got that offer, every time I think about college, I'm just excited, and I'm like ready to get after it because I have a plan, I know where I'm going, and I'm excited to go there.
Since working with Next Play, I've seen Max grow in his confidence. He's a smart kid. He's a gifted kid, young man. But it felt like he began to understand that and know that and walk in that. Mom, I got it. I know what I'm doing. You don't have to worry anymore. I can take it from here. And it was beautiful watching him go from boy to man, and walking confidently in that. And so it just gives me, it gives me the peace that I need to know God's got him, he's gonna be fine.
Since working with Next Play, I've seen myself grow the most in my confidence and my ability to hold a conversation with adults and conjure up the words and not just say, I don't know what I'm gonna say, or I say like a lot. So getting the number of likes down and being able to slow down and articulate my thoughts and process what I have to say has been the most that I've grown.
Watching my son gain this confidence is so satisfying to my heart, because there is just a peace that I have, because his confidence isn't 100% in himself. His confidence is found in Christ and in him knowing that he can rest in all that he's given him, and he truly, the way he explains it to me, he'll give God his best and the rest is up to God. So there's just a sense of peace when it's no longer my faith that I'm transferring to my kid, but it's my kid standing and walking in his own faith and his own confidence and his own belief that God is with me and God has done this, and I want to play to please God. That is no greater answer to prayer than when your child has accepted that and is walking and living in that.
I was able to get multiple offers because I was able to communicate well, get to the point of what I need, the information I need to not only get better, but to know how to communicate with other people, not just in recruiting, but just in the world, and being able to get my thoughts that are in my head, which are all crazy, and to be able to articulate it in one tone and not bounce from one idea to the next.
Awesome.
My advice, if you're a parent and you're thinking about working with Next Play, is stop thinking about it. Pull the trigger, move forward. They're great guys. It's a competent platform and process. And while we as parents are in the learning curve and balancing just parenting, instead of trying to become an expert also in the recruiting field, that isn't necessarily what's best for your kid, that you're also trying to be in your parent lane and be in the coaching lane and be in the recruiting lane, and to preserve the relationship just from a parent to child. Just makes sense to partner with Next Play and let them take that burden off your shoulders and walk through that process with your child.
My advice is, if you're a parent or athlete thinking about working with Next Play, is you should definitely do it. Brian and Richie have helped me so much. You guys have helped me so much, and just confidence-wise and learning how to talk to coaches, and not just coaches, but I'm gonna be able to use these attributes in my real life, and when I grow up, and being able to communicate and articulate is one of the biggest things that you can learn and use in the world, not just to sell yourself, but to learn how to just communicate with others.
What I like most about working with Next Play is not having to worry about all the details and following up with Max. He was going to have weekly calls. He was going to have accountability, and it didn't have to be me. All I had to do was worry about, hey, is your room clean? Have you taken care of your business with school? All the things, which he takes care of all of it. And he also took care of this. And so it was one less thing, again, for me to have to supervise. So it's worth it.
That was awesome.
Good job. Okay.
Good stuff.
Thank you.